different. I've been fighting off the same old energies, trying to get back to the space where I'm free so I can start fighting to create again and making the art that I'm really proud of, the stuff that amazes me, and just trying to fix these problems. And every day I get to the same conclusion is that no matter how hard I fight, there are points in the fight where I can't explain like why is that happening, and I can see the binds of years of spell work. Sometimes I'll find an occasional little bit in my memory where I was gaslit to believe the world is a certain way. Probably with the guidance of some spirit guide, I'll find this one little tiny memory where someone had said something to me or did something to me, and I can sort of reframe. But the stuff, in that he's sleeping peacefully in his apartment and his neighbor slides things under his door saying, "Please turn the music down," and freaks out, and that keeps him awake all night, blasting the music so he misses his flight, which causes the whole journey to happen. The whole reason Bo was afraid happened was because that neighbor slid shit under his door, saying, "Turn your music down," and he wasn't playing any music. That's the entire premise for Bo was Afraid. His odyssey starts there. Bo Waterman, Sagittarius Aquarius. With me, I left my Section 8 apartment because my neighbor was filing false police reports about my noise. He was saying that I was blasting my music. He would slam on my door and say, "I need you to turn your music down." And I wasn't. It was like I could barely hear it going out into the hallway, which caused the and that made the police like target me more. They would come every day. They would only show up when I was free. So I would meditate. I'd find freedom, peace, and I would start to make a song. The noise would not be loud. Even the bass would not be loud. I had blankets everywhere. It was fine. But the police would specifically show up right at this tipping point where I feel free, which started this whole journey of being traumatized by police over and over again until, oh, just to very quickly, as I got evicted, that neighbor got really high and mighty and proud and stomped. For the first time I'd ever seen him outside of his apartment, he put his chest up like this and blocked the hallway walking. So he was going to bump me because he knew he had won because I had finally gotten evicted because of that. So I pushed my shoulder out. So if we're going to bump, I'm at least going to brush forward and just keep walking. So I bumped into him, even though he was going to bump into me, because I moved my shoulder like that. That made me the aggressor, according to the guy who gave me the assault charge before seeing any camera footage just off neighbor's police report, saying he bumped into me in the hallway and I got an assault charge for it. That cop was the one that threw a woman on the ground, grabbed her boob as a handle, and then beat her head into the pavement 5 or 6 times, then tried to elbow her nose off her face, then put his elbow in her eye socket, put himself while he's over her, and tried to pop her eye out. And then letting go of her, like grabbing her arms and then letting go, then grabbing her arms and letting go, while he's rubbing his crotch against hers until she broke and then scratched at his eye because she felt like she was being molested, which she literally was. That's the guy that gave me the assault charge. And you know my mom, any opportunity she gets, she'll take. So, um, actually, just to show that it's a Truman Show, I was all set to go to court. I was ready with the camera evidence to say, "Hey, I'm sorry, but that guy had been filing fake news reports or fake police reports." blah blah blah, and everything was good, but I needed to be at peace, and I had achieved that peace again, and then all of a sudden my father shows up at my door, and he's outside, and he's like, he seems drunk, frantic, just demon possessed. He looks like he's possessed by a demon. His whole face is sunken. He's looking around like this, and he's trying to get in. And I'm like, I can obviously tell. Plus, spirit is showing me, obviously, you're anointed. I didn't know the right word for it, but you have this high vibrational energy and peace that you've achieved through hard work, and they're coming to take it from you, and they're going to get violent to do so. And then all of a sudden, there are tons of people trying to beat my door down, slamming on my door. Um, they get the maintenance key, and the police come into my room. And the first thing the cop does, as soon as he gets into my room, everywhere. And then I had court the next day, fever, delirious, like barely functioning, like probably being in Section 8 all through COVID and not having any real social interaction. Plus, I was doing all that stuff for my health, like getting sunlight, meditating, fasting so much. That stimuli of a bunch of different stuff, especially now that I realized that was attaching me. That was literal spiritual attachment, demonic parasites, infection. So I was literally spiritually attacked. So I call the court and I'm like, hey, I'm really sick. I have the thermometer here. It's getting to be like between 103 and 105. I'm really sick. I don't know if I need the hospital. I'm trying to figure out how to get NyQuil, if I can do Medicaid to afford NyQuil, if I can get it for free or prescribed or something. I'm really sick. I didn't tell them, but the other honest to God answer was that I don't want the public to see me looking like this because they know I'm the kid that drove his car into the pole. They make up rumors about me. I've fought really hard to be able to maintain that I'm a good person and that I'm doing good. I don't want to lose myself or have people's rumors and opinions about me be validated by the fact that I live in Section 8 and I look like that. One time I walked out in public and I hadn't taken care of myself, and someone went, that guy looks like he's fucking tweaking. Because I was paranoid, traumatized. But I was still getting like 50 to 60 likes on my Facebook. I would post funny things on Facebook, and I would like 15 or 16 people that I didn't know were heart reacting and stuff. So I'm like, okay, I haven't lost it completely. People still respect me, which means that I still have a chance to keep going and keep growing and work out, fix myself, do all this. So the real answer, I didn't want that to happen. I didn't mind being sick and going to court and sneezing in these pieces of shit's face. But I also had faith in the system back then too. That we lived in a small town and there were good people that do good, and that's why we're not cities where people are getting killed every day, because we have good people with strong values and a good sense of empathy and connection. I really believe that. Like I used to fight to save Vermont because I thought that we were going to be the shining example for the rest of the world on how to live independent from the rest of the world. And what I got is I called the courts and they like treated me like I was a piece of garbage, hung up on me several times, gave me the worst attitude, treated me horribly, and they kept hanging up. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. My court hearing is soon. Please, somebody like just can you just walk the phone into the room so I can say, hey, I'm sorry, it was an emergency. I didn't plan this. Reschedule it for maybe tomorrow or the next day, and I'll sleep all day, and then things will be good. But instead, they hung up. They didn't tell anybody about that. And nobody told me that when you miss court, you have a warrant for your arrest. I was literally like 3 blocks down the road. And I called them for an hour straight. All the way through my court hearing, I was calling them, trying to get a hold of the supervisor. And even the supervisor was a piece of shit. So my lawyer is radio silent. I have her phone number. She doesn't answer my texts. My lawyer just disappears. So I'm like, okay, they probably were like, the judge was probably cool and was like, they bumped into each other. Okay, like this guy killed somebody. This guy tried to burn his friend's house down. This guy ran somebody over with his car. Like, just throw it out. We got real shit to deal with. But instead, they issued me a warrant. Then I get evicted. It's the middle of winter. I stay at my mom's house. I achieve that grace again, that peace. I'm making my music, and I found the right pocket full of this bright energy the world has never seen before, and I'm ready to put it into song and change the world, make everybody happy and having fun again. I made it. I knew it, and I'm even speaking Irish when I get into the pocket before I went on this huge journey about finding out my Irish and indigenous roots and how it's literally embedded in my blood, but that I might be an ancient god. But I'm making it, and then my cat gets on my stomach and he starts trying to get his hair into my nose and into my mouth, and I'm allergic to cats. So I feel him do it. I'm like, no, stop, stop. And then something happens where it shifts, and I feel the cat had taken it from me, literally. And then the cat looked at me and winked, and then walked away with the power. He stole my energy, and I felt lifeless, hollow, horrible, and like fear parasites were like getting at me. I started getting really cold. Um, so I didn't whip the cat on the ground. I picked the cat up and I was like, boop, see if you can land on your feet. And he couldn't because he's a retard. So I saw my son get a really rude awakening. And then, like, you better not fucking try that shit ever again. We have respect in this house. It was not me picking the cat up and throwing him. But I tried to explain that to my mom. And I'm sure she, with her PTSD and her probably schizophrenia, when I said, hey, the cat was really bothering me, so I picked him up and I'm like this. But he's fine, but I don't want to be here anymore, so I'm going to get my car battery charger and I'm going to leave. And when I got back, she was holding a kitchen knife. Or when I got back to the door, I knocked and I heard her go, hurry! And I'm like, my mom had just had 3 heart attacks in a row, maybe a month prior. Like recently, she had had a couple heart attacks. So, but God, like I'm a psychic. I can literally see like Superman, like X-ray vision into the energy of the room, and I'm like, I can see the demonic forces and the bad habits guiding her. I know that she's fallen victim to, even though I couldn't articulate it, and I didn't because back then I would have been considered schizophrenic. I didn't say anything. I went around the back just to show her like, hey, things are fine. Stop. And she was holding a kitchen knife to make it look more real. I took my car battery charger and I walked back to the thing, and the cops showed up and they didn't say anything. Grabbed me. I put my hands up. I'm calm. I'm just like, talk to me. I'm right here. What's going on? Hey, just talk to me. Have a conversation. I'm not armed. Look, I'm cooperative. Stop. Stop hurting me. I'm right here. And the cops were both like 5'5", little boy. It looked like a twin. They looked like the same fucking person. Like a twin trans woman and a man. Not real. So they pepper spray me, they throw me on the ground. The ambulance comes. They're 2 kids, and the kids don't give a fuck. They pretend to wash my eyes. They don't. I don't know any better because I've never been pepper sprayed. I'm like, I guess it will just go away, right? Sergeant comes over because, of course, they called the supervisor because they didn't do what they were supposed to. They really fucked up there. They believed a false police report and attacked somebody for no reason. So I said, I told the sergeant I want you to apologize, and he was like, well, I wasn't there. And I was like, well, you're going to find out, and I want an apology. When I get there, it feels like the spotlights are all on me. I feel like I'm back in the saddle. I've got all my energy again. The Commander Casey, the ancient king, is there, and everybody seems kind of intimidated. So the stupid possessed cops start lunging at me, like taking steps at me and spitting on the ground. See attitude. Your little dick energy. I grew up with for like give you the only social interaction she will have for a very long time. So just warning you guys. And then I went to jail. They didn't wash my eyes. No running water in the jail cell. No blanket or pillow. So I'm using the sheet and dipping it in the toilet water and trying trying to get the water to go, trying to get it out. It's not working, so I laid there with no blanket or pillow for I think 3 days, the whole weekend. Then I go to court. The sheriff makes me get on my knees, puts the travel cuffs on me, puts his crotch right against my face, and just sits there. And I could feel I was sexually assaulted. For years, I couldn't stop feeling like that guy was still there. And trying to find a way to make it go away made me accidentally enmesh with it. And then I started to embody and become the people that. But the same reason that Bo went on his journey is the same reason I went on my journey, which is a schizophrenic neighbor that I guess turns out works for a secret shadow government designed to psychologically torment the individual so that they can judge him on his decision making. And if they find out that at the end of the horrible, lifelong psychological abuse, if they find him to be a little bit selfish in his decision making, find his self preservation to be lazy, like eventually he stops fighting and he gives in and becomes the person everyone says he is, then he's guilty. But if he fights to overcome everything in a way that makes him a strong, independent leader and takes control of his life, even though when he does, they do even worse. Damn, how long was that? Damn, how long was that reconnecting for? The sun's about to come up. Oh, fuck. It wasn't on my face that whole time.